and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
The podcast for the people has returned to full strength. Although winning 8 of our last 9 games was quite the feat, watching the playoffs from home is a reminder that work still needs to be done. With the search of a new head coach suddenly becoming a priority, the consensus amongst the fan base is left to wonder if this Dolphins front office has what it takes to get us back on track. While working things out with our exes isn't always the healthiest of things to do, the Go Time Dolphins duo discussed the possibility of bringing back former Miami Dolphins receiver Jarvis Landry back in the picture. Since it's clear that the same needs of the 2021 off-season are the same needs of the 2022 off-season, General Manager Chris Greer has his work cut out for him in the coming months, and his seat may be a bit more warmer than what he's used to. Fins up, Fin fans. Now back to Charlie and Kadeem.
Thought I'd start with something different this episode. Start with a tweet, and it's I guess it's a sad day, but it's also a happy day. For those who have been with us since the start, basically, we know that Charlie and I have gone back and forth in terms of who's the biggest Kirk Merritt fan, who's driving the Kirk Merritt train, who really rides and dies for Kirk Merritt. I will always admit that Charlie might be the one to bring him to my attention, but then I will always, argue that I stay true. I mentioned him the most on this show. I feel like Charlie took advantage of a loophole in that I'm not allowed to get players' jerseys because they end up leaving, so I couldn't get a Kirk Merritt jersey. So Charlie got a Kirk Merritt jersey and then tried to make it seem like, oh, see, I got the jersey. I'm the biggest fan. Maybe now he's left, I can go back and get one because he can't leave us again. So I think this is a Go Time Dolphins. Thank you to Kirk Merritt for blessing us with his time in Miami, and wish him nothing but success in the NFL going forward. But Charlie, I hand it over to you.
Yeah, man. So if you guys follow the since season 1 of Go Time Dolphins, we've been doing this for a couple seasons now. And first season was audio. Second season we added video. We're on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube. Share, like, subscribe. You can see the graphics that we pull up on and off on the stream. And third season, we probably going live. Gotta elevate. You feel me? So anybody who rocked with us since season 1, we rock with y'all. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Kirk Merritt. We rock with heavy. Kirk Merritt was my dog, not Kadeem's dog, but that's here nor there. And it's like very somber right now. I'm like, man, it don't gotta feel like this. But for those who haven't heard the news, Kirk Merritt is no longer a Miami Dolphin, and he's signed by the New Orleans Saints. Shout out to Kirk Merritt, man. Wish you the best on your future endeavors. And we're gonna start off the episode. It's only right to start off the episode with him. So we're gonna go ahead and read his statement on his way out of Miami. Excuse me. Thank you, at Miami Dolphins, for giving me the opportunity of a lifetime to play this game at the highest level. Thank you to all my teammates who made me a better player over the past 2 seasons. After a long 7 years, I'm finally returning home to live out my childhood dream of playing for the New Orleans Saints. I can't even get through it. Chill out. Through all the highs and lows I faced since leaving New Orleans, I'm honored to come home to the most electric fan base in the NFL. I'm excited to give my all on and off the field for this great city that raised me. Kirk Merritt. Boy, that thing hurt me to read it. But look, it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm Charlie Touche. I got Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Y'all know what time it is. I got my Kirk Merritt jersey on right now. If y'all watching on YouTube, Again, share, like, subscribe. We're at Go Time Dolphins. What up, Kadeem?
Yeah, it's I know when Kirk announced that he was leaving, there was some on social media, Twitter, from what I saw, were like, you know, good riddance. You haven't done anything. Don't understand why these Dolphins fans are always trying to hype you up, given that you haven't done anything. All that kind of stuff. And it's just like, you watch the kid in college. You watch, the very few snaps that we saw in the NFL, and you look and go, okay, this kid has something special about him. This kid, there's times over the past 2 seasons where both you and I have felt that, given the amount of wide receivers that have been injured, in Miami, that he probably deserves, one or two chances. And, not just in preseason, in genuine NFL snaps. That's not to disown or, disparage any of the Dolphins players. Someone like Matt Collins has taken his opportunity probably better than anyone else. Both him and Isaiah Ford, over the past season and a half, 2 seasons, they genuinely blossomed into starting NFL caliber wide receivers. Isaiah Ford gets cuts and re-signed more times than God knows how many people, but he keeps on showing up. Tua has a nice little connection with him. So obviously we wish that Kirk Merritt could have balled out more. Miami could have had a better chance, but if he gets to go home and to play for the team that he loves, he supports, then listen, I know every single NFL fan would love to have that opportunity to play in a stadium that you call home, I guess. So I genuinely wish him all the best. I just hope he never scores a touchdown against the Dolphins. No offense.
Hey, it's just a blessing in disguise. You get to go home and play football, bro. It's a blessing in disguise. So I think he hit it on the head on his quote on the way out. And it's this thing that I remember Mike Gesicki saying about Hunter Long. Hunter Long came in and he dropped the pass. I think it was in the end zone. Whether it was in the end zone or not, it was preseason. Hunter Long dropped the pass, and Mike Gesicki said Hunter Long came to the sideline, and Mike Gesicki seen it on his face that when Hunter Long looked at Mike Gesicki described it like it was the end of the world. Like, oh no, this is it. It's over. I'm done. Right. And Mike Gesicki didn't say nothing about it. He just tried to change the subject and talked about something else. And I guess at the end of that little, side conversation, he went back to the point of emphasis and said, hey, bro, don't worry about it, man. Like, we know what you're capable of. It is what it is, right? The reason why I'm saying all of this is because Kirk Merritt, for my money, maybe had three opportunities. Like, he dressed like 3 times, maybe 3. And one of those opportunities, he had a drop. And I'm like, oh, how many chances do you get? You're on the practice squad. They bring you up. You see Isaiah Ford, like he's on and off, like you said. I kind of felt like Isaiah Ford is more of the Jakeem Grant, you know what I'm saying, type of player. And Albert Wilson, but Kurt Merritt is more of the Lynn Bowden type of player, if I could use that as an analogy. And we, when you come up, you're probably gonna have to play special teams and all that other good stuff. But that one drop probably didn't help him. You know what I'm saying? So we wish Kurt Merritt the best. That's how we got started here on Go Time Dolphins. Y'all already know we rock with Kurt Merritt. Well, I rock with Kurt Merritt. Kadeem, I think he's just trolling me, you know what I'm saying, to say he rock with Kurt Merritt. But I rock with Kurt Merritt, so I'm gonna miss my dog. But we about to get into some more relevant stuff.
Before we do, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So it must have been a couple of days ago I saw this question, and I feel like it's only right to ask you it. So Jarvis Landry might be leaving the Cleveland Browns. Charlie Touche, I'll ask you, would you take Jarvis back on the Dolphins?
It's so funny because I was going to go there too, Kadeem. Talking about before we do. Hey, look at this guy. So my answer is no. And this is why. Jarvis Landry was a part of that culture that we talked about. We needed to clean up, and we needed more team players, not eye players, not people who are worried about themselves, not people who would get personal fouls because at the worst time of the game to get a personal foul because someone called you a name. You know what I'm saying? We need professionals, and I have no desire to bring Jarvis Landry back. Love the talent. I've always said Jarvis Landry was underrated because he played in the slot, and you just didn't get credit for playing in the slot. You always got considered a gimmick player. But now Jarvis Landry is that dude. He excels in the slot better than he does on the outside. But with this young new culture that we got, I don't like mixing it with old you know what? I'm not even gonna use that analogy. I was gonna but I don't like mixing it with the old, out with the old and with the new is what they say. We're in with the new. We got a better culture now. There's no reason to bring Jarvis back. It is very enticing though. What you think?
Yeah, I know so many people who are like, bring back Juice by any means necessary. And while he would fall under someone who's a target for Tua, I just think at this stage, given the amount of cap space the Dolphins have, and Jarvis isn't going to come in and really eat that cap space, but given how, and again, they say that this next wide receiver class is really, really deep, and the talent that's available in free agency, because I'm looking to spend money in free agency on offensive line, and maybe a Calvin Ridley, maybe a Devontae Adams, if he actually wants to come to Miami, I think it becomes a point where Juice would be nice, but he's like so far down the list of guys I want to bring in that I just don't see the point in really kicking the tires on him. And again, it's weird. It's like, if you can give Juice, we always just talk about AB and the money that AB will command, the vet minimum and stuff like that. If you're giving Juice money around that, then why do you not bring in Juice? You have Juice in the slot, Jalen Waddle, a Calvin Ridley, and then you've still got guys like Devontae Parker, Matt Collins, Isaiah Ford. If Preston Williams can stay healthy, they're still dudes. It seems hypocritical to say surround Tua with NFL talent, targets for Tua, and then go, nope, don't want Jarvis Landry. But I think we can do better than Jarvis Landry in 2022. And sometimes, yeah, you can look back and go, yeah, those memories were great. He was a passionate player, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that can be true, but let's like you said, let's move forward. In with the new means in with the new. Let's not go back. I just don't think we need to.
Bro, I know you just didn't try to utter the phrase targets for Tua, but you say no to Landry. Bro, I've been trying to get AB into Miami all day, and you talk about no, you don't want him. So we're not talking about just talent.
Excuse me. No, excuse me. We've been through this. You saw how AB's last game in Tampa ended up. Name me one time Landry.
You got cut out just now because you got put on mute. Yeah, but we're not going to. But listen, it's not about, is Landry as egregious as AB? Definitely not. But he is not a part. He's not what we want in the locker room. So if we're just talking about how, again, there's a threshold. All right, there's a threshold. Where we going here? So it's risk versus reward. How much reward do you get out of this with this Landry risk? A player who will cut up in practice all the time, walk off the practice field all the time, throw his helmet at practice. That's not what I want for my young receivers. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people cutting up in the locker room because they feel like they got seniority. You know what I'm saying? So nah. And then my pet peeve is him calling timeouts while we're on the line. Like, bro, we need these timeouts. Chill, bro. Don't be calling timeout from the wide receiver spot. You know what I'm saying? Leave that to the quarterback, leave that to the head coach or the OC. Don't be calling timeout from the wide receiver spot because we're about to get a delay of game. That is not on you, bro. That's an executive decision. You're not a part of that. That's above your pay grade. That's crazy, but it is above your pay grade. All right, so nah, man, I'm good. I'm not interested in Jarvis. I like him, but that's not what I want. I feel like we can go other directions. I'd rather go rookie before I go Jarvis. So
yeah, same.
There are I don't even know how to address this. Dolphins defender, I'm playing with Tua. I feel like I'm wasting my career, says an anonymous source. So there's someone in the locker room that said, I feel like I'm wasting my career on the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to tell you how I operate, Kadeem. And you kind of know this. When I'm on social media, at Charlie Touche, at Instagram, or at _ Charlie Touche on Twitter. When I'm on social media, if someone wants to debate, I'm all for it. If someone wants to argue, I'm all for that too. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's have let's do this. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's cool. Let's have some. Shout out to Kevin Dern. You know what I'm saying? Like had a lengthy back and forth with someone over Twitter. For my dollar, I wouldn't have went that long because I'm gonna tell you why. If you don't have your face and your name behind it, there's no reason for me to argue with you, or at least your face. If you don't have pictures up, if you don't have no face on your profile, I'm not rapping with you, bro. There's no way I'm gonna get into a back and forth on social media with someone who could be 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? Go back and forth with a 15-year-old. I'm not gonna do it. Now, if it's someone who's mature and they're gonna put their name on it or put their face on it, yeah, let's do this. Let's go back and forth. So an anonymous source? Absolutely not, bro. You couldn't put your name on it. I don't got nothing to say on you. I got nothing to say for you, bro. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like you're already on the way out anyway. You're disgruntled. You're on the way out anyway, and you're just gonna kick the cans on the way out. Go ahead, kick the cans, bro. Matter of fact, I got something else you could kick. You could kick rocks with no shoes on, bro. Go kick rocks with no shoes on with your anonymous sources. Nah, bro, we're not doing anonymous sources because you're afraid to put your name on it. That's what I got to say about that.
I can totally understand why a Miami Dolphins defender has gone on the record, but didn't want to put his name to it. Because if you got to be around this guy next year, then it's going to be awkward. We all remember last season when certain Dolphins defenders were liking pictures of Deshaun Watson in a Dolphin jersey, and how awkward that must have been. You know, next time they're in the building, it's like, yeah, sorry about that. You know, this is why people have fake accounts, have all these burner accounts, so they can just type away, get into arguments, and basically talk down on their teammates. Listen, if the person genuinely believes that, you are entitled to, as the person sees Tua in training every single day. If that person genuinely believes that Tua isn't the answer, that's fair. I'm someone who would much rather you say it with your chest and say, you know what, yeah, I said it. But also understand that you have to work with this person. The chances are you have to. What's that face for?
That face is just because I have to work with this person don't mean I shouldn't say it with my chest. Say it with your chest, and you have to work with this person. Since you so bad, you so bold, you so mean, you feel me? You get paid. We're not gonna say how much this person gets paid.
We don't know how much this person gets paid.
Hey, all right. So you can say it with your chest if you wanted to. This is not somebody who has only been in the league for a year or two. Ain't no way. You feel me? We know what time it is. And I say it's go time. That's what time it is. Go time, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. Charlie Touche, Kadeem Simmons, for the fans, by the fans. And I don't do anonymous sources. My bad, I cut you off, Kadeem.
No, honestly, it's one of them things where as a fan, it's so frustrating me to see anonymous sources, because again, you're just like, please, again, save your chest, be brave. If you're gonna say it, then at least own up to it, I guess. Me as a journalist, anonymous sources are the best, because you get a story out and you get to protect your source, and people will turn around to Omar Kelly and say it's fake because there's no name. No, there's no name because that person has to go see Tua the next day. No, do you know what? It could be a situation where they've said it to Tua, and Tua knows how they feel. Again, let's be totally honest. Tua probably knows who likes him in the locker room and who doesn't. every single player will kind of have a rough idea of who rocks with them and who doesn't. It's something which, happens on every single sports team, professional or amateur. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm sure we've all played team sports and had, guys that we think are buns, trash. No idea why they're starting, but they start every single week because the coaches love them for whatever reason. And, you've been down the pub, the bar, the hot wings joint, wherever as a team you go after. And, just say, me, you, 5 Yard Lee, Chris Adam, Josh Katchka, Aaron Kaska, LB, Burt, all of us, we all play for one team, all of us. And just say that I am the worst player. I am awful, but I keep getting starts. Let's be honest. You guys will be chilling going, yo, Kadeem is trash, man. Why does he keep on playing? What's up with that? Realistically, who's going to come say it to my face? You might say it if I do something wrong during a game, and again, that happens. Oh, you're so rubbish, man. Get off the pitch. But realistically...
Kadeem, I say you trash all the time on this podcast, bro.
I know you do.
So I would say it to your face. And I would say it with my chest to your face. You see what I'm saying?
Dude, you made it perfectly clear. I wasn't your first choice for this. But I'm here. I'm still here. You can't get rid of me. There was an episode where I left and it was like so many people jumped on, including my own sister, my own flesh and blood jumped in, was like, I'll keep going. It don't matter. So no, I am perfectly aware you think I'm trash, but some people have manners and decorum, unlike you, and some people ain't trying to go to work, and so the body guy who sits across them that he's rubbish. They're gonna just say it privately. So no, that's a very long-winded way of saying I can understand why someone would say to Omar Kelly or any journalist and turn around and say, yeah, Tua is not the answer. Because you know what? I've got a friend, Tom, who I'm pretty sure will be on this podcast very, very soon, given how much I am mentioning him. But Tom is kind of going to go through every single Tua drop back, every single Tua play. And he was like, he has kind of a Jimmy G to him. He hasn't fully explained it yet. I'm interested to know what he had to say about that. But Jimmy G has taken the 49ers to a Super Bowl, and he might do it again this year. And if Jimmy G takes his team to 2 Super Bowls, that's a fairly competent NFL quarterback.
Bro, Jimmy G did not take the 49ers to the Super Bowl. The 49ers took Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. We got to get this understood. My favorite quarterback is Peyton Manning. Shout out to Dan Marino. Go Time Dolphins, you feel me? Dan Marino is my second favorite quarterback. One of my favorite quarterbacks. But look, shout out to Danny and Dougie. Holla at me. Peyton Manning took all of those teams to success. All of those teams he was with, he took them himself on his back, straight up made everybody. Edgerrin James, he didn't make Edgerrin James, but he made everybody that he played with. When it came to the end of his career, the Broncos took Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning didn't take the Broncos, but Peyton did what he had to do, and he got the W. You feel me? So my thing is, Jimmy G, I'm not even going to entertain this Jimmy G comparison to Tua. Ain't no way. You feel me? So we say this time and time again. Time and time again. I got to turn around. I got to tell them. All right. So we say this time and time again on this podcast that you can't assess them. We cannot assess our quarterback until it's time to assess the quarterback the real way. I ain't gonna spend too much time on this. You got something else about that? Because I got somewhere where I want to go.
Only that it's something that Bucky Brooks and Dan Jeremiah, both NFL scouts, currently working for NFL Network, and they both say, a quarterback can be a truck or a trailer. They either lead the team or they get led. And again, there will be people who hate Tua who will defend, who will make this argument today, or blue in the face or red in the face, that the Dolphins under Brian Flores and Tua as the starting quarterback, the defense led Tua to wins. We can turn around and say, well, there were games when Tua left the field and the team were winning and the defense messed up. But I think in the I'm not going to speak for Tom. I'm sure Tom will come on here and defend his point. But at this point, And even I will admit at this point, Tua is more of a trailer than a truck. But we can't assess him until we give him a mediocre. I'm not going to say elite, a mediocre offensive line and wide receiver core.
Bro, it sounds like you're playing the drums on your microphone. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know what that was. But if you could pull up the schedule, have you seen it?
For next season?
Yeah, you see the home and away teams we playing?
I have, yeah, if you give me 2
Well,
seconds.
yeah, no problem. So look, while Kadeem Simmons, shout out to Jordan Simmons, by the way, the voice of the podcast that did come in and fill in for Kadeem when he went on strike. Shout out to everybody who filled in for my dog because he thought he was worth more than what the podcast actually. Bro, nobody ask not what the podcast could do for you. Ask only what you could do for the podcast. That probably went over Kadeem's head, but it's okay, bro. No worries. So we got some housekeeping to do, man. Shout out to the new listeners. I know there's a buzz going around us right now. Go Time Dolphins. We have a guest coming to the show. I know y'all are here for it. I can't wait till we get it on. The second highest graded safety, according to PFF, since 2018. Your Miami Dolphins safety, Javon Holland, is going to come chop it up with us on Go Time Dolphins. I cannot wait. That'll be a day. But you pulled up that schedule yet? My dog.
No, what I nodded like people can hear that. So
no, I don't think they can.
So I thought it'd be a bigger graphic, but there wasn't. So I just had to do it this for now. Then
we keep what they call it in okay.
Yeah, I tried.
Now you good. What you make of the schedule for 2022 home and away?
I don't like playing this game after what we just saw this season. I don't like playing this game given we have no idea who the head coach is going to be, if they're going to address certain things. But I'm looking at the home schedule, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 6. I'll give you 6. I see 6 quarterbacks who are there this year in terms of, Big Ben's gone and the Texans might not start David Mills, but everyone else is probably going to start the same quarterback that they had last year or this year, assuming that Rodgers stays, Kirk Cousins stays, Baker Mayfield stays. My early Dolphins homer hat on. I see a sweep of the Bills, a sweep of the Jets and the Patriots, because until the Jets beat us, I see no reason for that to change. I just think right now we've got the Patriots number. If we don't beat the Texans next season, then oh my days, that's not going to be fun. I expect us to beat the Steelers, and then Bills, Browns, and Vikings are going to be tricky games. I would like to think we beat the Vikings. Those Bills, I'm hoping this new coaching staff can put Josh Allen in a box and beat him. But I think I'll go with five home wins.
I didn't know we was going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know we was going to pick our record. But since you went out there on a limb, I'll entertain it. Really, I feel like this. Word on the street, and I don't know how these rumors always are so accurate. The Miami Dolphins are playing in London rumors. People get it right all the time when it comes to that. And the early rumor is the Dolphins will be playing Detroit in London. You heard about that?
Didn't I tell you that?
Bro, I was trying to throw you up the alley. You feel me? But I'm just saying. So that's the early rumor right now, that Miami is going to be playing in London again against Detroit. Now, this is early, way early. It's still January. So as far as home and away, I like to think Aaron Rodgers is out of there. Texans ain't going to be ready. Jets going to get swept. I do not fear Mac Jones. Tua is undefeated against Belichick. And Pittsburgh is going to be going through a quarterback. Bro, I'm not going to go out and do what my dog Josh Kasker did, even though it was okay when he did it, and said, I don't see a loss. But nah, man, like we should be in a position where we're competitive day in, day out, week in, week out, and with people who don't give up in the locker room. All of these games are winnable, man. So this is the schedule for 2022. It's not the schedule, it's just the who we're playing, the home and away games. If we don't have an international game, Kadeem, me, LB, and Bert, we travel to an away game every year now. We made it a little tradition. I'm thinking probably about going to that Baltimore game.
That'd be
And
interesting.
we got to get you to a home game, bro. Like we got to get you across the pond, man.
August. I'll be there in August. We'll figure something out. I think looking at that away schedule, the interesting games, and they're all going to be interesting, but the two most interesting games.
I already know where you're going. Go ahead.
Two would be Justin Herbert and two would be Joe Burrow. Oh my days, dude, those are the games in which, dude, the Dolphins can't take L's. Tua can't take an L in those games. Can't do it. The other interesting game is the 49ers game because it could be Mike McDaniel against Kyle Shanahan.
He already gave us a coach. You gave us our coach.
Let's be honest, yeah. If we don't hire Mike McDaniel and we hire Brian Dable, then he's gonna face his former team twice in the next season.
Mm-hmm.
The other interesting thing is, it seems that Brian Flores might be going to New York, joining the Giants. But you said he and Watson should go to Minnesota.
I did.
They're on the schedule next year. People early on said he could be going to the Texans. They're on the schedule next year. People thought he might be going to Chicago. They're on the schedule next year. Dude, imagine we play Brian Flores next year. And for all the stuff like, imagine it's the Vikings. And the Brian Flores Minnesota-led Vikings against Tua and this thing. Can you imagine that handshake at the end between Tua and Brian Flores?
What handshake at the end?
Exactly. It's just gonna be cold and frosty.
No. It won't be a handshake at the end. There's not gonna be a handshake. It'll be the coaches will dap up each other, and the quarterbacks will dap up each other, and that'll be it. We're not gonna get a Brian Flores into a handshake, bro. That's for sure.
I think if Tua wins that game, he's gonna try and shake his hand and be like, "Good game, coach." And Brian Flores is gonna be like, "You know the Kevin Hart, the Kevin Hart face? That's what's gonna happen."
It's like this. It's like this.
Hold on. Do it again.
No. I ain't doing it no more, bro. Nah, you missed it.
Yeah, I just, we'll deep dive all those fixtures, near the time and stuff like that. But it's gonna be, it's gonna be tricky, but it's not gonna be tricky. Like, to me, it's a similar schedule to what we saw this year. You look at it and go, really and truly, and if Aaron Rodgers leaving Bay, you're there going, where are the losses going to come? But it also depends heavily on the next coaching staff, because if Brian Flores stayed, and if Brian Flores stays, I look at it and go, we got this. But then we said it this year, so who knows?
Man, I'm looking at my Kurt Merritt like, yo, Mark Clayton jersey, like, my dog out of there.
I'm getting a Kurt Merritt jersey, by the way.
Oh, you all right? You get a Kurt Merritt jersey. You should get a New Orleans Saints Kurt Merritt jersey and hope he comes back here. We got to reverse the curse.
Yeah, but nah, that's effort.
All right. So I got a question for you, Kadeem. How do you feel about coaching candidates, right? And I'm gonna throw a coaching candidate out there, and I'm glad it's just me and you on the show today, because I wouldn't want to do this with any other guest or some of the homies that chop it up with us. All these coaches, Dable, the Buffalo Bills GM went to, where did he go? He went somewhere, and I forget where he went.
The Buffalo Bills GM.
Yeah. He didn't go somewhere? I think he went somewhere, and it's expecting.
Someone's gone to New York, the Giants.
Yeah, I'll look it up. But I think the Bills GM went somewhere, and they're expecting to bring Dable with him. That sounds. I'll look it up. Don't worry about it. I got it. So, but I got a question for you, bro. Say we whiff on head coach because we don't know. We don't know what's going on in the organization. We're interviewing all kind of Rams assistant head coaches. You know what I'm saying? Running back coaches. I'm gonna throw a name at you. Let me know how you feel. How you feel about John Gruden?
No.
Why not? What you got?
I think, given what he's just been through in Las Vegas, I just don't think you can bring him in. I'm sure he'll be like, "I'm sorry," all that kind of stuff. But I just think, after the issues he's been through, is why I couldn't have him on that basis alone. In terms of the team he built in Las Vegas, it's an odd one because so many of these draft picks haven't panned out at all. Like at all. Like, dude, how do you, like, people say that Chris Greer missed? Dude, this is a whole new level of missing. Like, so, you know, you can put the blame on that on Mike Mayock, but I refuse to believe that Mike Mayock chose players that John Gruden didn't like. So I think just based on, and again, you know, I'm sure there's NFL and Dolphin fans who have been around longer than I have who will say, well, Gruden won, you know, Super and all that kind of stuff. And I'm basing them from what I saw the last 2-3 years, you know, in Vegas and Oakland.
That's all that matters. You're only as good as your last.
And for me, it's like, nah, I'm good, thanks. You know, I just wasn't that impressed by what I saw from the Raiders when I did see them. Even the two games we beat them, the Fitzmagic, you know, we beat them. Sorry, the Fitzmagic game we did beat them, and the game season where we didn't beat them, we should have beat them both times. And I didn't leave those games going, oh, you know, I fear the Raiders. I'm like, damn, we should have beaten them by a lot more. If it wasn't for stupid ref decisions and, you know, a few drops, we win both those games and we win them handily. So, nah, John Gruden, thanks, but no thanks.
So the GM, the assistant GM for Buffalo, went to the Giants.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, you know, that could be something for Dable to go under him. But to answer the John Gruden question, John Gruden, I'm gonna pull my best 5-yard Lee impression. John Gruden, the coach, yeah, I like it. John Gruden, the GM, absolutely not. So him and Mike Mayock missed too many times. They might have missed more than our front office, the Dolphins front office, early too. Like whiff on a lot of good picks. Well, a lot of picks, but they got some good picks though. They got a couple, but nothing like, I think, yeah, for sure they missed worse than the Dolphins missed, to be honest with you. I love the idea of John Gruden, the coach, the offensive minded coach. He's not going to come in as no OC. He's not going to do it. And if he comes in, he's going to want full control. So I have to say no, I'm not in on John Gruden. But if John Gruden was the head coach of the Dolphins, Mike Gesicki will be worth every penny. Like, bro, Mike Gesicki would have 11 targets a game, bro. So, yeah, it's a no for me, dogs. But
so, you know, it's interesting. So I listened to the Dolphin UK podcast, and I think it might have been Simon from the Dolphin UK podcast, and I believe he said that if you take a look at Gesicki's numbers in terms of yards and receptions, he was only like a few receptions short of the franchise record. Like, it's the most bizarre thing. Apparently, his receptions were up there, and his yards was up there as well. But there was so many games where, for large stretches of them, he just wasn't targeted. So, you know, whether that's down to Tua, the offensive scheme, Gesicki just not getting open, who knows? But even if I say Gesicki not getting open, he's still throwing the ball. Gesicki not getting open, he's bringing the ball down with him. And like you said plenty of times, he's probably got the best hands, you know, on the team.
No question. Easily has the best hands on the team. For sure. I hope we re-sign him. Hope we bring him back. But Come over to bonus time with us. We're gonna chop it up a little bit more. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time.
The Miami
Already.
Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
What you got for us, bro?
Tweet of the day. Did someone say tweet of the day?
Hey.
Tweet of the day. Did someone say tweet of the day?
All right, let's start before people think this is what we really do on this podcast. Man, we ain't never did that before ever.
Dude, like, it's what it is. Shout out to Josh. I want to say Houts or Hoots. I apologize if I missed.
I'm gonna go with House.
Yeah, I've always thought it's House. Josh is a great follower on social media. Definitely go check him out. But Josh says Tua deserves plenty of criticism, but if you're trying to play I told you so or take premature victory laps because Tua hasn't lived up to what many believed after everything he had to deal with in his first 2 seasons, you're an idiot, in my honest opinion. So that's what Josh says. And I just, yeah, listen, I'm sure the times where, you know, I can't speak for you. I can only speak for myself. But I probably overdid it with the Tua praise, the Tua, you know, I probably turned a blind eye to some of his deficiencies and gone, oh, don't matter, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like the other side of the argument has done the exact same thing. And it's something you said a couple of episodes ago in that, you know, we look at other teams and go, why can't the Dolphins play like that team? But then we kind of seem to blame this chair so loud. But then we kind of seem to blame Tua for every single thing that goes wrong. And that's why I've said over and over again, I'm not asking for the best offensive line. I'm not asking for the best run game. I'm not asking for the best wide receivers. I'm just asking for middle of the road. Give me middle of the road, and I can then, for me, properly assess whether Tua is going to be the long-term answer in Miami. I've said it before, you know, if we improve the offensive line, if the run game improves, if we have, you know, more than one option at wide receiver, if the offensive plan looks brilliant, guys are open, and Tua is missing them over and over and over again, dude, I will come on the show and say thank you, but no thanks. You know, like, you had your chance. And yeah, you might turn around and say it's only 1 year. Given where this team is, he's not going to get a fourth. So yeah, for me, it's more a fact of just we can't look at Tua in 2022 and not look at what he went through at the end of his college career, and the more that comes out about his relationship with Brian Flores, what he was going through inside his own building.
Woo! You said it. I don't have to add no more to that. I'm for real, but I can't wait for this offseason. And I wish it's funny how the Dolphins will be drafting where we thought they would be drafting this year. Anyway, we have the San Fran's pick and not our own pick, but we thought we were going to be back in the high 20s anyway. So we are exactly where we thought we would be as far as the draft goes. I cannot wait to get into Touche's 24 this offseason. I cannot wait to see what we do with free agency. And I cannot wait to, I can't wait for Javon Holland Wednesday episode.
Can I just say, yeah, is that the same Touche 24 that just got a massive cosign by an NFL player? That Touche.
No. Don't spoil nothing, man. Don't spoil nothing, bro. Don't spoil nothing. Hey, y'all come chop it up with us. Go Time Dolphins. We got the snowman coming on the next episode to chill with us. Already.